pick up where we left off on this topic of political violence. I know your family has suffered because of it very, very directly. And then this past week, the president called that video you participated in sedition. You heard me read what he said again this morning: sedition at the highest level and a major crime. Do you have credible threats? How concerned are you about your security at this point?
Well, Margaret, what the president said is very serious. I didn't think he would step over that line, calling for the execution of members of Congress. And his words carry tremendous...
Oh, hell, I can't. I got to interrupt y'all. I'm sorry, I can't, man. They ought to throw some oil on his bald head. This lying dog. Lying bastard. I tell you, the hell with the fake news. And they ought to walk this brother out in handcuffs live on CBS News. Face the nation. You just can't make this crap up, man. I'm sick of it. I really am.
Weight more so than anybody else in the country, and he should be aware of that. And because of what he says, there is now an increased threats against us. I'm not going to get into...
Oh, Mark Kelly, they ought to walk you out in handcuffs. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, man, for real.
Details on my personal security, but as the husband of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, I understand what political violence is. The president should as well. Just like Gabby, somebody tried to assassinate him, and he should understand that his words could have serious...
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Walk his butt out. Put them all in handcuffs, all 6 of them. And some other people, some other politicians. There's a whole lot of people that ought to be held accountable, investigated, walked out with their hands behind their back. We get into some breaking news, y'all. It's going down right now. You just can't make this up, family. We called this out when it first happened. We still gonna call it out for what it is. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not gonna beat around the bush. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of these Democrats. These down there in Congress. It's just a circus, a show. Trump has just been, we got to fight like hell every single day, man. The so-called king, backstabbing. We want to block everything. Let's come out against the president and everything we do. Let's read off the script. We come out and repeat the same thing. It's all his fault for everything. That was his shutdown. Not a Democrat shutdown. That was a Trump shutdown. But we know the American people are not stupid. They think the people are stupid, man. They think they can just play in our face. They can't just swallow it that the man won. That we spoke loud and clear. And then make just a ridiculous video and tell the military to refuse illegal orders. What illegal order? And to the commander in chief? I'm telling you, man, people ought to be walked out with their hands behind their back. I've had enough of this ignorance, this foolishness, man. We've seen this, and always seen this stuff with these Democrats, and even with the Epstein stuff. It's just been foolishness, man. Ignorance. People are sick of it.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
So you remember that spot from last week. The Department of War now says it's investigating one of those in that spot. That's the senator and former Navy Captain Mark Kelly for taking part in the video urging troops to defy illegal orders. Emphasis on illegal here. The senator is pushing back. Here's his statement. If this is meant to intimidate me and other members of Congress from doing our jobs and holding the administration accountable, it won't work. I've given too much to this country to be silenced by bullies who care more about their own power than protecting the Constitution. Meanwhile, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about it. Here's what she said.
Let me be very clear. Not a single order this president or administration has given to our military has ever been illegal, nor will it ever be. The sanctity of our military respects and relies on law and order in the chain of command. And that's what this administration is trying to say. And that's why the Department of War opened up this investigation against Senator Mark Kelly today.
Okay, let's figure out what's going on here with former Navy JAG officer Kelly Stimson. Kelly, nice to see you again, and good morning to you. As you understand it, what's happening?
Well, they believe that it's possible that Captain Kelly, retired Captain Kelly, who is subject to the UCMJ under Article 2, committed a crime, and so they're going to investigate that. And regardless of whether that proves to be true or not, the fact is that this video undermined good order and discipline. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were essentially wink, wink, nod, nod, telling members of the military that they should reflexively doubt the legality of the commander-in-chief's orders. And that's where they crossed the line politically.
Okay, all right, a couple of things here. Jack Keane was with us yesterday, and we asked him about that whole thing about chain of command that you mentioned, all right? Here's Jack Keane on that.
These are irresponsible, reckless political leaders, and I normally don't go after political leaders in our country, but they deserve it now. They're absolutely undermining the military chain of command. And who do they think our soldiers are? They're insulting the intelligence of our soldiers and their moral commitment to serve the nation.
It's a disgrace, man.
By making these outrageous statements.
It's a disgrace.
Kelly, what do you make of that right there?
Well, the general's correct, as usual. And the fact is that there's one commander-in-chief, and only one. And the proper way to litigate these policy disputes is either, for one, Congress to reclaim their war powers in Article 1, Section 8 and declare war or authorize the use of military force. Therefore, the president has the top authority under the Congress's passing of that type of law, or litigate these issues, which are happening in states
We
where
shouldn't even have to repeat that. Like, we know, like, everybody knows this. We shouldn't have to come on live on television and repeat this. These people ought to be it. I'm telling you, they need to be held accountable, man. They need to be held accountable, y'all. You know, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Democrats ought to be ashamed of themselves, man.
It's happening. A sitting United States senator faces a military court-martial for what some are calling the most blatant act of sedition in modern American history. The Pentagon just launched an official investigation. President Trump is calling it treason punishable by death. And the Democrat at the center of this firestorm, well, he just doubled down. What he did and the consequences threatening to follow may end up changing everything in D.C. in ways we never even imagined. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you make Black Friday prices right now. So don't wait. Once they're gone, they're gone. So they're being called the Seditious Six. Last week, 6 Senate and congressional Democrats with military and intelligence backgrounds appeared in a video that openly encouraged members of the military and intelligence community to defy President Trump and disobey what they called illegal orders. The 6 Democrats all said the same thing. The commander-in-chief is out of control. And you, the members of the military and our intelligence agencies, you not only can refuse illegal orders, it is your duty. You must. It is your obligation to disobey illegal orders. It was a shocking video. And it's been widely denounced, most vociferously, of course, by President Trump, who openly called for each one of these Democrats to face military tribunals for their blatantly traitorous and seditious acts. And it now appears as if those calls are indeed being taken very seriously. Yesterday, the Department of War dropped a bombshell. They released an official statement announcing that they've received serious allegations of misconduct against Captain Mark Kelly and are launching a thorough review. The investigation is moving in the direction of recalling Senator Kelly to active duty in order to put him before a military tribunal. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This guy, Senator Kelly of Arizona, appears to be so clueless that he didn't realize that he could be recalled into active duty precisely in order to face court-martial proceedings. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth didn't hold back. He tweeted out, quote, "The video made by the seditious six was despicable, reckless, and false. Encouraging our warriors to ignore the orders of their commanders undermines every aspect of good order and discipline. Their foolish screed sows doubt and confusion, which only puts our warriors in danger." While 5 of the 6 individuals in that video do not fall under the UCMJ, that's the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which is the body of law that governs the military justice system, while 5 of the 6 fall outside of the UCMJ, Mark Kelly, retired naval commander, is still subject to UCMJ, and he knows that. As was announced, the department is reviewing his statements and actions, which were addressed directly to all troops, while explicitly using his rank and service affiliation, lending the appearance of authority to his words. Kelly's conduct brings discredit upon the armed forces and will be addressed appropriately. And
accountability, man. This stuff will not stop. Democrats will not stop. You know, the sabotaging, the backstabbing, you know, the Trump derangement syndrome. You know, none of this stuff, it won't stop until someone is held accountable. There's been some held accountable, but the top hitters, the stuff like this, people must be held accountable. I know I scream my joke. It's not a joke. I'm dead serious when I say it. Put your hands behind your back. Because there's a lot of people that need to put their hands behind their back and be thrown in a cell, man. For real. People have had enough, man, of this crap, and especially from these Democrats. You know, just Trump, oppose Trump, go against Trump. Let's sit down, let's pop the camera up, let's prop the tripod up, let's record, let's read off script. You know, and we know Trump's going to give us his real response and say something to us that we can even make Trump once again look like the big bad orange man. So let's just do it. You know, it's a disgrace, man. And people know what's going on. The American people are not stupid. And again, that's why I tell you, that's why you see so many people right now from both sides, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republicans, independents, are speaking out on this and calling this out for what it is. They've had enough, man. They have had enough. Y'all weigh in with your thoughts. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless all you and your family. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, you guys.